So we've got two major strikes going on right now. We got the Actors Union on strike, SAG. We got the WGA, the Writers Guild, on strike. And it has essentially shut down the entire industry at the moment. But what about the most glorious thing to all the actors and writers, award season? How is award season going to be impacted? Now, that is the topic of today's Mint Mobile hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you have a question for one of our YouTube videos or our podcast, you can call in your question anytime 24/7 at 951-268-4259. And again, today's question is very much about how are the Emmys and the Oscars going to survive in the midst of the strikes? Check it out.
Hey, John and crew. This is Zach from Memphis. I was calling to ask that, with the writer's strike and the actor's strike going right now, I'm assuming that means that none of them can go to the Emmys this year, and if the studios are really going to hold out as long as they claim they are, might even mean the Oscars. So I was wondering what that might mean in terms of why would anybody tune in to watch the Emmys, or if we got that far, the Oscars. Just want to know your thoughts. Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
All right, Zach, thanks a lot for calling that in. And yeah, we've got the two big awards coming up, right? We got Oscars and we got the Emmys. Now, let's take a look at the release dates of these things. So right now, the Emmys are scheduled to happen in basically 2 months from now, on September 18th, 2023. And of course, we just talked a lot about the Emmy nominations have just come out. And then, of course, we've got the Oscars on March 10th, 2023. Okay. Let's deal with the one thing first. Let's deal with the Oscars. The Oscars are not going to be impacted by the strikes. All right. Now, I don't know 100% for sure that the Writers Guild strike will be settled by then. I got to believe it will, but I suppose there's a chance it won't. But there is no way under heaven that the actors' strike is going to come anywhere near that. The actors need the studios and the studios need the actors. Far too importantly, it ain't going to get to that. So I feel very, very confident in saying that the Oscars themselves are not going to be disrupted, hurt, destroyed, inconvenienced in any way by the strikes that are going on right now. At the very minimum, the actors' strike will be settled. And no disrespect intended to any of the great members of the Writers Guild, but as far as an Oscar broadcast goes, people are tuning in to watch the Oscars to see the actors on stage a lot more than they are to see the writers. So I don't think the Oscars, and again, I think the writer's strike will be settled by then anyway. Still, I don't think the Oscars being touched. The Emmys, on the other hand, that's another issue because the Emmys are coming up in just 2 months. And while I believe that the actors' strike will be settled even before that. Like, I don't believe this actors' strike, and we're going to make another video as to why I don't believe the actors' strike is going to last long at all. But I don't believe the actors' strike will still be going in September. But even if it is, and it is possible it could, because it is just 2 months away, how could this impact the Emmys? Well, I'll tell you what. If the Writers Guild is still on strike, and if the actors are still on strike, it's really going to disrupt the Emmys. Now, there are, I say, 3 chances that the Emmys have to still go on and have a presentation, even if the actors and writer strikes are still going on at the moment. And those 3 things are this. The first chance that it has of still going on is if the actors' strike ends. Notice I'm just saying actors. Like I said about the Oscars, and again, I mean this is no disrespect to the amazing people in the WGA, but the Emmys can still have their big show if the writers are still on strike. I mean, as long as the actors are there, again, I don't mean this as any disrespect to cinematographers or directors or writers or any of the things and people who are quite frankly more important than the actors are, but people tune in to see the actors, right? So if the actors' strike ends, I think you can still see the Emmys go on, even if the WGA strike is still going on. All right. The second thing I think is a possibility is an announcement sort of telecast. And what I mean by that is simply, let's say the strikes are still going on. Well, the Emmys can still do a presentation, except it'll have to be a lot more modest, right? It'll basically be like a press briefing sort of Emmys, where you have like some Emmy governors, can't be any actors, Emmy governors and things like that come out and say the nominees for, best actor in a drama series are blah, blah, blah. And the winner is so-and-so. We at the Academy of Television wish to thank so-and-so or wish to congratulate so-and-so on their great win. This award will be presented to them on a future date, and we congratulate them and blah, blah, blah. And now, that does not make for great riveting television, but the Emmys exist as not just a show, right? They are a body. It is important for them to present awards, and they may do it even if nobody is watching and nobody else is there, and just have it kind of as an announcement sort of telecast. All right. So our first possibility for an Emmys is the actor strike ends. Second possibility is they just do an announcement kind of thing. A third one is this: a special waiver is granted by SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. Now, the Screen Actors Guild, even in the midst of a strike, has the ability and the authority to grant a special waiver to certain projects. As a matter of fact, there's a faith-based show out there called The Chosen, and that has just been given a special waiver by the Screen Actors Guild that show, which I believe is in the midst of filming one of their seasons, I can't remember which one, but they're in the midst of filming, and theirs is one of the many shows that has been disrupted by the actor strike. Well, the Screen Actors Guild has just given them a special waiver that says your project is allowed to continue shooting. And therefore, that means members of the Screen Actors Guild can appear in it. Now, I'm not saying that the Screen Actors Guild would give the Emmys that special waiver. I'm just pointing out that even if the acting strike is still going on September 18th, when the Emmys is supposed to happen, there is that possibility that exists that the actors can say to the Emmys, we will give a special waiver to the Emmys. Now, there are a bunch of criteria that are supposed to be met that the Emmys do not meet. But again, it is within the power of SAG to do that. So even if the actor strike is still going on at the Emmys, we got these three chances of it still going on. Actor strike ends, the announcements, they just have an announcement sort of telecast without any actors or pomp and circumstance, or the Screen Actors Guild grants a special waiver for them to do it. I don't think that's likely, but it is one of the possibilities.
We want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. From the gas pump to the grocery store, your utility bills and favorite streaming services, inflation is everywhere. Seriously, make it stop. Thankfully, there's one company out there that's giving you a much-needed break. It's Mint Mobile. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know that ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've been saving almost 70% a month over my old phone plan. For people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.
Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Do you agree with me that there is simply no chance that these strikes are still going on by the time the Oscars come around, and we really only have to worry about the Emmys? And with the Emmys, do you think that 2 months from now, the Screen Actors Guild are still on strike? Do you agree with me that the Emmys can still go on if the actors aren't on strike, even if the writers still are? Do you think there's a chance that if the actor strike is still going on, that SAG could grant it a waiver? Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe you don't care about the Emmys at all. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching our video. Make sure you do all the standard stuff, subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up button. But listen, also, we do a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, hour-long show every day. Make sure you go and subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice.